You spoke with Charles. What was your feeling that what he was going to do with the LIV Tour?
He said he'd love to do both Turner and Live. That was kind of ideal for him. Obviously, it depends on how much money they're going to offer him. I reported and Charles confirmed that he makes 10 million a year from Turner. Then you add his endorsements, which I don't know that number, but you got to think 3 to 5 maybe.
Hmm.
So Liv's going to have to come with a big number. That said, I think Turner knew that the market has changed with the Tom Brady $375 million deals. Troy Aikman, Tony Romo making 18. You got the greatest studio analyst of all time, iconic show inside the NBA at 10 million. Again, it's a lot of money, but they kind of knew that I think a new deal was coming anyway.
I got to figure to get Charles' attention, maybe $25 million. And if you look at what he means, I mean, look at the publicity he's generated. Far more than Dustin Johnson or Bryson DeChambeau. I mean, Charles could renegotiate right now in the past couple of days to say, look at all the attention that I'm bringing you. I guess the curiosity of this is, will TNT allow him to do this?
So he's Charles Barkley, right? This is different than if it's me, right? He's so important to inside the NBA. They do have a good relationship. And I think ultimately, if he says, look, I want to do Live, I don't think they're going to say, they're not just going to let him go, right? They're going to either offer more money and give him a huge say, hey, look, we'll match the money or come close to it. And you just have to do your regular job. And you get a huge raise and it works out for you. Or they say, you know what? We'll let you do these events, but we want you on inside the NBA. Maybe you change the schedule a little bit, but not that much. I think it's possible. I don't really see a scenario where Barkley's not on Turner. I'd be really surprised if that's the final where we end up here.
I wondered that he did the interview with you. He did an interview with the PGA Tour podcast, almost kind of sending up that trial balloon to say, let me kind of guess which way the winds are blowing here. Did you get any sense of that he sort of wanted to get feedback before he makes the decision?
Yeah, he's very smart and he's his own man. So I don't know, like there could be a method to, the whole thing of what he's doing. If you were trying to kind of get some more leverage with Turner, this would be a good way to approach it. But I do think he's interested in it. I mean, he's going to play in the Pro-Am next week at Trump's Bedminster Golf Club in New Jersey before their next event, which is going to be a scene for sure. And that kind of made sense to me. Again, I don't know if he thought this out, but that's going to be because of Trump, because it's near New York and 9/11. There's going to be a lot of attention on that. And I don't think the attention really is going to be on Barkley that much, a little bit, but it'll be more on the golfers, more on Trump, more on the event, and kind of he's already kind of then he'll put his foot, okay, I've played with their with this group. And then if he were to go, I think it kind of lessens it. And I will say this is the other thing that I think is very, like, everyone in media should follow Charles, because like I asked him every question. I don't think, I think I asked him every question and he just answered them all. Right. He even brought up, because his big thing that everyone takes blood money. And he even brought up Nike, which endorses him. Like no one else would do that. Right. Only Charles Barkley. But I do think it helps him just to answer the questions, because he's already answered his questions and what he thinks. And you can disagree with him, you can agree with him, whichever, but he's explained himself. And I feel like the golfers, especially, just have done, they're not Charles Barkley, but they just had no answers and they knew the questions were coming. You'd think you'd have a little bit more of some answers.
How do you get your money out of Barkley if you're the LIV Tour?
I think they already have. Like, I think,
okay.
I quite honestly, part of it, like, when you read the article I wrote and you hear his reasoning, like you might not like it, but at least it's coherent and makes sense of what he's saying. He's pointing that other people are in business with the Saudi-backed, the same group that's backing Greg Norman and LIV. And so that's one way. I also think he adds credibility. And in his dinner with Greg Norman told Barkley, because according to Barkley, that he thinks they're going to get a TV deal. You bring in Charles Barkley, it helps you get a TV deal. Again, best studio analyst, sports analyst of all time. That helps you have credibility. You have Faraday already in. You already brought in Arlo White. You have a credible broadcast. It's not a bunch of like no names doing this. This is a good broadcast they could potentially have. Now, if you're a huge golf guy, do you want to hear from Charles Barkley? Maybe, maybe not, but he is fun and he's a very entertaining guy.
Yeah, I like him when it's gimmicky golf, when it's the match and it's Rodgers and Brady, and he can lighten them up a little bit. Some comic relief. The LIV Tour, okay. I mean, I would have him play in every event. That like if you're going to have fun with him and have him mic'd up on the course and have him interact with players, something like that. As far as the TV partner or media partner, who are you hearing might carry the LIV Tour?
And Dan, I just want to piggyback on what you just said. He did say that with his talks with Norman, it was more of a smorgasbord of things. It doesn't seem like he's going to do straight analysis. So it does sound as if like what you're the kind of how you said to use them, that might be where they're thinking. In terms of a TV deal, now I think they've met with everybody, just to sort of, kind of have an initial meeting. People take meetings, but I don't think anything's there yet. A lot of people have pointed to people who have relationships with the PGA. Maybe they wouldn't be interested. So you look, Turner internationally with the merger, they do have a relationship with the PGA, but Turner, that makes some sense. Maybe Fox. I don't think Greg Norman and Fox really ended on great terms. Mm-hmm. But when you think about distribution, right, this isn't going to be a big money deal, right? We're not talking, the NFL type $1 billion deals. This is going to be, you're not going to have to pay that much. And the more top golfers that go, this is becoming a legitimate business. And it's not, the focus that we're on now is probably going to fade because just the questions will stop being, because there's not going to be more answers. There's not, and the questions will kind of stop eventually, at least to a degree. And I think getting Barkley, let's say they bring in Barkley and his sponsors don't drop him, I do think that kind of changes the game a little bit.